Introducing Darrin Eakins, CEO of DuBlasé Whiskey. Welcome to the Bold Magazine podcast, where culture meets commerce, innovation meets legacy, and bold leaders share the real stories behind their success. Today's episode is a special one. We're sitting down with a visionary who understands that building a brand isn't just about product, it's about purpose, it's about positioning, and it's about power. Joining us is Darrin Eakins, CEO of DuBlasé Whiskey, a premium spirits brand redefining what ownership, representation, and legacy look like in the world of luxury beverages. DuBlasé isn't just another whiskey label. It represents craftsmanship. It represents culture. It represents a new era of leadership in an industry where bold vision and strategic execution separate the dreamers from the builders. Under Darrin's leadership, DuBlasé Whiskey has positioned itself as a brand rooted in excellence, authenticity, and elevated experiences, bridging entrepreneurship, lifestyle, and generational wealth. In this conversation, we dive into the mindset required to build a premium brand from the ground up, navigating the spirits industry as a bold entrepreneur, scaling with strategy, not ego, and how legacy thinking shapes long-term impact. If you're an entrepreneur, a brand builder, a creative visionary, or someone who simply appreciates the art of building something meaningful, this episode is for you. This is more than a podcast. This is Bold Magazine. This is where leaders are amplified. Let's get into it.
Yo!
What up? What up?
What's up? What's up,
We
brother?
back,
What's up?
man.
We finally
It's good to have you here, bro.
We've been trying to get this brother for the longest
it's been
time.
a minute, man. It's been a minute. Well, first of all, Entrepreneur of the Year, according to Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce.
Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce.
Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And you know, it's crazy. That's a heavy lineup.
That's a heavy lineup right there.
So for you to get the Entrepreneurship of the Year, you went through some battles.
Big battles. Battles, and super appreciative of it. You know, just starting out, thinking about doing the brand in 2018, and then actually getting everything configured, get the recipe approved 2020, then launch in 2021 to see where we are now.
Yeah.
You would have never thought it.
So first of all, for the people who don't know you, whoever been living under a rock for the last couple of years, tell the people who you are and a little bit about yourself and your company.
Yeah, sure. So Darrin Eakins, founder, CEO of DuBlasé Whiskey. Local native right here in Jacksonville, Florida. So, you know, happy to be here and represent the brand for sure. Yeah.
What part of town?
So I grew up on the west side of town.
West side, okay, for sure. Forest?
Yep.
Forest grad? Okay.
Well, so I graduated from Douglas Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but I played basketball for Forest.
Oh,
Yeah.
What was your specialty at Douglas Anderson?
Instrumental music.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so jazz studies.
Really? Okay, so you're a music guy.
So did you come out around the time Jameson Ross and Jahan? With Jameson? Okay, that's the family right there. Shout out to Jameson.
No doubt.
Same class.
Matter of fact, Jameson was on the edible collection we did.
Yeah,
He did it.
I
Yeah.
Man, I remember going to, my mom used to drop him off to, home after practice and everything. Man, we go back.
Yeah, that's dope,
sixth
man.
grade.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, he's a homie for sure.
But you know, I got it. I've been wanting to ask you this for years. I'm a fan of the whiskey.
Yeah.
What made you dive into that category of business and industry?
So it happened on the whim, right? So I was doing business development for another company. So back in 2018, I co-owned a semi-pro basketball team in Nassau County. So I'm in sports as well, and I'll talk about that a little today as well. And so Hennessy became the official sponsor of the NBA around that time. And I was looking like, how can I get some of that revenue? How can I tap into some of those sponsorships? And so, just kind of going through the catalog and through my Rolodex to see if I knew anybody in the spirits industry. My dad was like, man, reach out to your uncle. He does something with wine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I reached out to him. He's like, yeah, I know how to make it. I know how to do this and that. And so he's like, come on up. We're going to sit down. We're going to go over recipe creation. We're going to go over pairing different ingredients and just kind of, so it went from trying to bring in sponsorship, bring in some other revenue to actually creating the product ourselves.
Wow.
So, shout out to Uncle out there,
Nice.
who helped me kind of navigate
That's dope.
that.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always it's such a, obviously whiskey is luxury.
Yeah.
But, you just can't, I don't even see how you start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
It's such a, what appears outside looking in, it appears as such a locked down industry.
Yeah, it is.
So to be able to get into it at the level you have, I mean, you know, they almost say ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah,
sometimes because you don't understand the lift you're about to take on, you can do it, you know, gun ho. But that, I mean, props to you on that, man, because from like I said, from what I understand, that industry right there alone.
Man, this industry is tough. Yeah. And just anybody that's looking to get into the industry, the spirits industry, I would say really do your homework.
Yeah.
Because it's tough for a few reasons. One, it's heavily regulated, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, with TTB, you know, some of our regulatory compliance, you know, for the state or federal law. So, I mean, that's just in itself is complex that you have to navigate that. But then you have like certain states are, you know, franchise states, and certain states are open states, and certain states are controlled states. So navigating that, and then it's just a saturated kind of market type thing, right? So a lot of people have brands, a lot of people are doing things kind of like just craft things, and so trying to figure out your way in the industry is tough. You know, because it's at the end of the day, it's a 3-tier system, so we have to have a middleman. We call them the distributors, right? So we have to go through a distributor to get to retail, and so sometimes there's some brands that don't make it past that level, for you know a number of reasons, good and bad,
So and then I noticed you have the foundation. Tell us, get into that.
So. I graduated from Florida A&M in engineering.
Okay.
Right? Yep. Spam you, Rattler.
All right, it is.
We here, right? And so, you know, engineering was my field of study. And so this was like my way of kind of creating something where I can give back. And so what we do is called the DuBlasé Foundation. And we give back for STEM advocacy. So getting students, you know, knowledgeable about STEM fields of study, so that they could potentially, you know, look into it, be interested in it. I remember I was talking... I was asked to speak at Ribault High School for talk about STEM. And so I posed the boys a question, then I asked the young ladies a question. And I said, who in here has heard of Fenty Beauty? Every girl raised their hand. Boom. Because now I'm not talking like technical nerd stuff, right? I'm just, who in here has heard of Fenty Beauty? Everyone raised their hand.
Right.
And I was like, that's Rihanna's beauty brand.
Right.
Like, Rihanna's a billionaire. Right. I was like, that was a scientist who makes those products.
Yeah.
Like the eyelash and lip gloss, all that stuff.
All this lab.
A scientist.
Science.
And it's like,
that's good.
You know, so they're not thinking white coats, doctor, you know what I'm saying? Which is great to do, but there's so many other things you could do with it. So that's was one big reason why we got into STEM. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy that you said that. I think about a great friend of mine's. They live in the Midwest. They make the flavors for, like, say, potato chips. You want barbecue, and it's food science.
Yep.
And she was breaking it down like,
man, it's crazy.
I never thought about that. They said they got to come up with the flavors.
Yeah, it's all chemistry, right? So like, if you graduated college with a chemistry degree, you can get some Tyson Foods, Gatorade, Ohio. Like, these are some of these big corporations. Because it's all, you know, kind of science. Like you said, food science. It's all agriculture.
Nah, that's amazing, man, when you think about it, because that's just a lot of times people don't understand. They ain't connecting them dots. So for you to start off that conversation, how many of y'all heard of Fenty? You made it relatable.
You made it relatable.
Right at their level. I meet them right where they are.
That's good.
Like you said, they ain't have no white coats.
Yeah.
Looking
but
crazy.
everybody love Rihanna.
Exactly.
And her career trajectory, I mean, just to give her props for somebody from entertainment who's had steady growth. Most entertainers, you know, they'll grow, plateau. And enjoy the plateau, right?
Yeah. She reinvented herself.
But she's like, and doing it on her own terms from what it appears to be.
Yeah, no, she's doing amazing with it. And, I mean, that was just the biggest thing. So now they can see, you know, these students can see, man, I can do that too.
That's right.
I'm interested in that. You know, vice, you know, kind of the doctor, white coat, laboratory. It's like, oh, I can go here. Or distilled spirits. That's all chemistry too. So it all ties together. You know,
absolutely.
From an education standpoint.
So now where are you talking about brand extension or growing the brand? Like, what's some of your thoughts or ideas or what's happening with that?
Yeah. So currently we're distributed, in 6 states. So Florida, Georgia, California, DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Got it.
Wow.
Currently we're looking at Michigan and Texas next. And then hopefully in 2027 we're gonna claim it. We're gonna go Illinois and New York.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
Congratulations,
crazy.
man.
that's kind
Dope.
of like where we want to go.
Yeah.
You know, just from a focus standpoint, obviously it's real tough to get in these markets. You know, Florida, California, and Texas are the largest spirit markets in the nation. So to be in 2 already
That's major.
and kind of like, you know,
That's
navigating
major,
those
yeah.
spaces kind of will help me with some of the other spots
Yeah.
as well. So
Nah, so where could people find you? Because that's a number. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
representative. They be like, yeah, DuBlasé, he be in a lot of y'all stuff.
Yeah.
Where can I find it?
yeah, absolutely. So you know, if you're around town, so a lot of with our brand, we're a whiskey brand, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you think boots, barns, barrels, kind of like your traditional
Yeah.
stuff. With us, we promote it as almost if we're like a cognac. So
Oh.
you know, so you'll see our page.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
is burgundy, gold. We'll have
Notice that, yeah.
fine
Yeah.
dining suits and
Yeah.
stuff. A lot of fine dining areas around
Yeah.
town. So your some of your top restaurants around town, your top bars around town, your
Yeah.
top cigar lounges, and so we kind of focus on that
That's
tier.
good.
So you'll definitely see us a bunch of those type. If you think
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
you'll find us.
Nah,
there.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So, all right, now, you know, because I enjoy when you had Think Bold.
Yeah.
So, tell me one of your favorite cocktails
Ooh,
that
good
goes
question.
well,
Yeah.
pairing,
Wow.
you know.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So my favorite cocktail with our bourbon is the Vucare, right? It's
Okay.
a Vucare. It's
You
a-
gotta
it's
break
a-
that
yeah,
down.
It's a,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a Vucare. It's kind of like a French style cocktail, like Creole. Think New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
And then also like the Bouvardier, that's kind of similar.
Okay.
If you want to just simplify, it's in between a Manhattan and like an old fashioned.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So it's gonna have some Victor Dean. It's gonna have some like the Bouvardier or the Vucare is gonna have cognac in it as well. So
Nice.
we try to go after those real
Yeah,
crafty style
love it.
cocktails. You know, anything even with our like vanilla whiskey. So
Mm-hmm.
fun fact about that, we don't use any vanilla extract. Yeah, we actually really steep a vanilla
So really-
bean. Yeah,
really?
in
Okay.
water. and
Wow,
blend that into the whiskey.
that's
So,
amazing.
yeah, super. You know, and one thing about us, we didn't want to do nothing, you know, synthetic or
Right.
you know, overly sweet or
Yeah, I
something
hear
like that.
people doing.
Yeah.
I hear some brands
Yeah.
doing a lot of synthetic.
Yeah,
And I can
yeah,
imagine that's
yeah.
probably where you get a lot of the weird aftertaste and stuff when you start dealing with the
Yeah,
synthetic.
I hear a lot of people
stuff.
talking about
Yeah.
they starting to look at the ingredients
Yeah.
now. I never even thought
Okay.
about that.
Yeah, you'll see
Yeah.
the oils. You know, it'll be like film over your tongue.
Yeah,
Ours is
yeah.
gonna go down like water. So
That's
yeah,
good.
I mean, just you know, it's a fun process, and like being on the science side of it all. I like the craft. I like to see pair different things together. We have a cocktail with passion fruit. We have something with pineapple. We have stuff with rose, like rose petal syrup. Yeah,
That's fly.
We go everywhere. Yeah.
So I know sometimes when Troy and I are kind of coming up with stuff, sometimes we just do things just kind of like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Like from a brand. We be like, oh, that's dope. Let's roll with that.
Yeah.
What was the thought behind the logo? And I want you to show the people your DuBlasé.
Yeah.
But the branding is so classy and
Yeah.
elegant.
Yeah.
And so rich looking.
Yeah.
Colors.
Yeah, the
everything.
colors.
yeah,
So
yeah,
was there a method to the madness, or you just
Absolutely.
knew when you saw it you liked it?
Absolutely. So basically, so the name, I will start with the name first.
Yeah.
So DuBlasé, I pledged a college, a FAMU, I pledged Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
Oh, hold on.
That's why I had to say it loud.
Yeah, to say it loud, say it with your chest.
To some of y'all folks, you know, he's,
Hey.
now he did a great job up
Okay.
until that.
Be careful now. Hey.
I think you know I got to say something to Kamal and all of them later on. And Al P and all of them. Deborah D,
Marcus Brooks. Yeah, got a bunch of cats.
man. Congratulations to the Alphas though. Go
Hey,
ahead, sorry.
man, nah. So shout out to the Alphas out there. And so my number was 11, right, on my line. So it's 12 of us, but I was the number 11. So the ace is like the number 1. I'm the number 11, so I'm the double ace. So if you actually look at the name, DUBL double
Yeah.
ASE.
Wow. I
Wow.
would have never put that together.
I would've never put that together.
So it's a play on words.
Yeah.
Then we have the kind of like the edges or on the medallion. So there's 12 different edges. So it represents our line. The numbers of guys on the line. I mentioned about just kind of like the cognac feel, right? So if you think whiskey, booze, barn barrels, cowboy, you know, horses. If you go down the aisle, whiskey aisle, everything's gonna be black and gold.
Yeah.
Shout out to Black and Gold. But, just from a marketing standpoint, we wanted to kind of stand out a little bit more. So that's what we brought in the Burgundy.
Okay.
We brought in the Golds.
The Burgundy's real rich.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. You got the
gold
filigree.
color. Yeah.
And so you'll start seeing us, even in the products that we were launching later this year, like our higher age elements, we bring in Roman numerals.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So our 7-year, our 10-year Roman numeral style. So
love it.
when you guys see that when it's launched, you're like, oh wow.
But what I love about the color pattern is it makes the whiskey actually looks a little bit more. It's a little bit more savory. If that's the right word.
Yeah. No, it does really well, especially when it's on the shelf.
In the bottle too.
The
bottle design.
Dope bottle.
It's we had to get here, right? So when we first launched, I mean, we had the same kind of design, but we were using a different company for our labels, and just over time, it's like, nah, that's not gonna work. We gotta get a little better. So from where we started to get to where we are now, man, it's a process.
And that's it.
In some contracts, like, nah, we can't use you no more. We're gonna go here, but all for the betterment of the brand for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you said that. That's key, and that's what we even try to share with some entrepreneurs. Like where you are today, just get started.
That's it, brother.
Because where you're gonna be next year, it'll be you just said it.
It's gonna change. You're gonna perfect it. There's gonna be things that you didn't know. I mean, I got invited to go to Bacardi, their bottling plant.
Is that on the Main Street?
Yep, Main Street, right? And so this is another brand offering me opportunity to come tour. Man, I got to. They let me see their R&D department. Kind of some stuff, cool stuff that they're working on, which is. They don't really do that. Right. They got this. Let me see some of their bottling process. But what I really, really appreciated was showing me like some of their testing processes, right? And so, if the bottle's in the front of a store with that light, the natural light on it, and then the bottle's in the back of the store, they're probably going to taste different.
Really?
Whoa.
Just because how the light hits.
I
mean, over time,
absolutely,
right? Over time. And so just transferring bottles, from top shelf to bottom shelf, not from a quality standpoint, but just from a consistency standpoint. Where the air is, where the heat. So it's very complex.
So it's science.
It's all science.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all science.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah. So when you mentioned the color of it, that's what made me think like the color is important. If you have something at the front, and the key, or the lights or the sun's on it,
and just taking the time that you did to. I mean, number one, the significance of the name, like the way you broke that down, that's phenomenal. But just like I say, the way the label hits in conjunction with the color of the whiskey,
absolutely.
it just amplifies it. And like you said, if most of the whiskeys on the road are black and gold, then you come across that, it will make you almost double take.
Exactly. What is this? And so that's what we want to do. Like, why are we different, right? Because like you said, we already mentioned it's a saturated market. Why would you even get into this? Why not do cognac? Or why not do this? And so the fact that we did it this way, the fact that we're kind of competing in the market is just kind of shows you that the team is doing really well. We're super intentional about what we're doing.
Right.
I mean, the name itself, it's like, what is that? Is that French? Is that this? It's like that? It's,
right.
It makes you think, it makes you question. And so once they hear like just the product side, but then get into the purpose, the foundation, the STEM, the students, they're like, oh, we want to support.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it for something bigger, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we awesome. We love it. Yeah, we love
awesome.
it. Yeah.
So all right, so what because I'm trying to understand this business. Yeah. Not to start a business.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like aging and all that kind of stuff, what what does
So basically your aging process is kind of like towards the end of the production, right? So after you kind of do your mash bills and you ferment, you distill it, kind of clean it out. Then you go into your aging process. So what we do is, we use American oak, clean American oak, and then we'll
hold on. You're gonna go
yeah.
So when you say, is that the barrel?
That's the barrel.
Okay,
That's the barrel. That's the barrel, right?
So that's the wood.
Yeah,
the American oak. Okay. Copy that.
Yeah. And so what you want to do, and so there's a different like chars on the wood and stuff that you can do. So we're like this one's a number 4 char, that got a 5, and then we have one that's a number 3 char. So that's a science to it, and then just the amount of years that it stays in that particular barrel. So typically the longer it stays in the barrel, it's going to come out a little bit more smoother. But then also the longer it stays there, it's going to be kind of like going to get some of that wood, some of those that flavor profile from the actual from the wood itself. And so that's some of the specialties about bourbon that other spirits can't. You know, you'll see some aged rums,
Right.
you see some aged tequilas like Anejos, but majority is bourbon.
Nice.
For sure. Yeah.
So when you go in the spot, because like if I just see the bottle, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I drink it all the time, especially smoking a cigar.
Oh yeah.
So, but when you go into a facility, a venue, a restaurant, and people see you, you know, like, what does that feel like?
Man,
Great question.
It's surreal. I won't lie to you. It's surreal because, you know, one, just getting it, like I said, you have to go through so many tiers just to kind of get on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then when you're on the shelf, you have to compete with so many different. So when someone actually selects your brand, and most times they're strangers, right? And so that's the thing on entrepreneurship. You're promoting to a customer, consumer that you do not know.
Right.
And so you don't know what their expectations are. You don't know what their palate is. And so when they partake and then enjoy it, that's like, you just sit back and it's like, man, that's
you got to be proud.
That's crazy. It's crazy. And for me, once the account gets it right, so like a bar, restaurant, hotel, or somewhere, they get it. They're testing you out too. They want to see if it's going to sell. Yeah, because you're a new brand, of course. So some certain, you know, some they say you got 6 weeks. Yeah, some might give you less than that. You know, which is kind of on the extreme side. So you got to come in. You got to really. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm on the shelf now." I can go relax.
Right. No, you got to.
That's actually when it's starting all over again, right? And so, like you said, to see the customers, you know, enjoy it is second to none feeling. Second to none.
That's awesome,
crazy.
man. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
I just, like I said, when I can't remember who first introduced me to you and your brand. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Tabitha. I don't remember who it was. But make a long story short, we were drinking at the cigar lounge.
Yep.
And man,
a good time.
you know, but you know, keeping it real, you know, you got folks that's saying they got a product.
Yeah.
You know, but you could tell somebody who's really passionate and actually developing a brand, or somebody who just put a name on the bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See that all the time.
You can see a big, you know, there's a big difference. Like cigars.
Yeah.
Some people just slap their name on a cigar that's already been done.
Yeah.
Some people go out there and
get to
touch the leaves.
Figure out a blend. Yeah. So that's why I give you so much kudos on what you've accomplished, what you're doing. To be in a space where I know it's a category that's, and I don't know that, but I don't know, but I know. You know the work.
100%.
And people, and that's why we give you so much credit, because we know you putting in the work.
I'm putting in the work. Every week, every day.
Every day.
It's the work.
It's the work. You know, I was just doing an interview, you know, earlier this week actually, and he said, Darrin, how you get the same 24 hours that we get? And I was like, well, if you look at it that way, it's gonna sound it's gonna sound hard. Right. But I was like, if you have a job, you gotta work your 80 or your 40 hours a week. That's 8 hours a day, 5 days. And I was like, what are you doing else? Well, we gotta get you sleep. Okay, how long you sleep? Let's say you're getting 5-6 hours.
Right.
Boom, subtract that. Oh, what about travel time from job? Okay, subtract that hour.
Right.
You know, so let's say you got 10 hours left. What are you doing with your 10 hours?
That's right.
Right? What are you doing with your 10 hours? And he's just like thinking about it. I'm like, that's your 10 hours. You get your sleep, you get to eat, you get to work, get all the things you need to do.
Right.
But now what are you doing with your 10 hours? And so, you know, like you said, just putting in the work is that's how. So I'm thinking about it. I'm working 3 shifts in one day.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And even though the other two shifts may be part time, I'm still putting in 3 shifts.
That's right.
And you just kind of what you're seeing. You know, you're seeing some of the progress.
And I like what you said right there, because it really should make entrepreneurs think about that 10 hours, right?
Yeah.
Are we spending that 10 hours making somebody else wealthy, making somebody else rich? Because the reality is, as we're scrolling, as we're liking, as we're doing, we're benefiting somebody.
For sure. Somebody's getting that.
And that is time that you could be putting into building that idea or that thing that you feel like you should be doing.
Absolutely.
I mean, even just reading and educating yourself.
Educating yourself, you know, whether it's listening to podcasts, listening to interviews. I do that a ton.
100%.
Right? You know, whether it's going to a meeting and just like, hey, or what did you do? Or following, shadowing somebody. Just tap in, we call it getting in the shed, you know, in music. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about music a little earlier. You know, getting in the shed, you know, just go practice.
That's it.
And so that's exactly, you know, what you're doing. You gotta you really have to put in the work. And then others they'll see it.
That's it.
They'll see it. It's definitely easier said than done.
100%. But I think it makes you look at the idle time. Man, I don't want to call it idle time because a lot of it, you know, people relaxing, they watching TV, yada yada. Yeah, exactly. But it does make you realize you do have time if you have that thing or that idea that you want to.
You have time.
You have time.
You have time.
You have time.
You have time. It may not be every day.
It may not be every day, right?
Yeah, but you can get.
But even 10 hours a week.
10 hours a week.
And towards an idea. Oh, man, the progress you can make with the tools we have these days, with the AI tools and the different coding tools that's out there. Oh man, you can push.
You can push it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just reaching out. Once you be in like if they see you're a good person, they'll be willing to help.
100%.
They're not going to give you the answers.
No, because they had to figure it out.
Exactly. I won't give you the answers.
Absolutely.
You know, but you know, I would. Okay, here's a tip.
Yeah.
You know,
you said another key thing, and I'm hoping would-be entrepreneurs and listen to that because people will give you a hand, but you got to put the work in.
Got to put the work in.
They're not going to just give you.
That's it.
It doesn't work like that.
For something they had to. They had to have a lot of grit.
If they see you putting the work in, they be like, oh, by the way.
Yeah. Consider this.
Yes.
You know, because even my insight or my advice could be completely different for you. Right. It may not even apply. It could. It should, but it may not.
That's right.
So the fact that you kind of just depending on that is like, nah, let's, you know, or just ask the right question. Hey, how can I do better? Or, you know, this is what I'm working on. So, you know, if we come from that side.
And even better yet, just to echo that, how can I, because if you know there's an ecosystem that's already established of an idea that you want to get a part of, hey, how can I volunteer? How can I be there? How can I just be in the room? Because from the music industry side of things, that was probably, especially in that 70s, 80s, 90s era, early 2000s, that was your number one gateway into the industry. You had intern, and that was free internship,
labor,
free. And I'm talking about 80 hours a week, free labor, 80 hours a week, free labor. So that's good that you mentioned that because that's a lot of times opportunity presents itself in the form of volunteering.
No, in the same way I always was taught, you know, if you want to, you know, help somebody or you want to get involved, figure out how you can help.
That's right.
So if there's a vendor coming to me or social media manager or someone that wants to get locked in with the brand because they see what we're doing, the moment they're, hey, I would like to do this. This is what I'm offering. It's just like, now I'm willing to meet. Now you already caught my ear versus like, here's my proposal. Here's my cost. Which is
fine.
Yeah, because we want you to pitch. We want you to. You know,
if your resume allows you to do that.
Bingo. But after so many times, it's just like, I have expertise. It's just like,
Come
on, we're all grown here. You know what I'm saying? So it's an important part. Especially
that's good. I'm glad we said that for the entrepreneurs that are out there.
It's a tough way, but you could do it.
So, share with us before we end, like something, you know, what you got going on, or did we that you want to let the community know, especially the Think Bold family, and what you got popping, what's.
Man, goodness. So, you know, being a spirit, there's something every weekend. Something, you know, obviously we're looking forward to Think Bold, you know.
We're looking forward
to you being
That's
here.
one of our favorite events, you know,
and
of
trust,
the year.
especially at that Vice Star mixing. That's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
Good energy in the building.
All day.
You know, Think Bold coming up. Obviously, we have Jacksonville Food and Wine Festival coming up. That's with the Chamber. So we'll be activating that space. Let's see. So from a foundation side, we have the Minecraft Education Build Challenge.
Really?
So, you know, I just saw that.
Man.
Somebody on your team posted it.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Man, listen. Let me tell you how cool this is, right?
I'm
glad you asked that question, right? So Minecraft is like the highest grossing game, like ever, over Zelda, over Street Fighter, all
Over
that,
Zelda?
all that stuff.
Really?
Right?
Wow.
So they created a lane called Minecraft Education, and so every student in kind of like around the world, but specifically for Duval County, every student of DCPS has Minecraft Education on their laptop. So what we've done is we created a build challenge. So the students would get together in a group of 5. Oftentimes it's their STEM team at their school or something like that, robotics group or something like that. But anyone can do it. Just a group of 5, and they'll pretty much build Jacksonville. So inside the game, Jacksonville's already been built, right? So with all the landmarks, the bridge, City Hall, James Johnson Park. Like we've already worked with the developers of Minecraft, so we're actually in the game.
Wow.
So even before I even go into the inner workings, let me go just with the development. Here's how crazy this is, right? So only 9 countries are in the game.
Wow.
Only 9 countries, right? Obviously the US is going to be one, right? Of those, only about 8 are from the US. So we're competing with New York, Miami, LA, right? Globally, talking Paris, we're talking London, you know, right? We're talking, you know,
And Jacksonville is one.
Wow. So this is a global scenario at this point, right? A student across the seas can play and build in Jacksonville.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So let's
crazy.
yeah. So let's go back now to the kids,
let that
right?
sink in. Yeah, that's huge.
So let's go back to the kids now. So the groups of 5 get to build and reimagine. So we'll give them a prompt. We'll give them like a challenge. You know, build this sustainable green space and include bike. You know, just
You
know, wastewater treatment. Just all the things that you want to incorporate from a environmental side, sustainability side, urban planning side. But then the students, the top 8 teams will win. So there's 2 teams from elementary, 2 teams from middle, 2 teams from high school, 2 teams from college. Then they'll compete in the final challenge. We call it the Mayor's Cup. So the mayor's there. The students are building their environment in real time, competing against each other. 30-minute clock.
Wow.
Wow.
Winners get scholarships, laptops. I mean, just imagine being in 2nd grade getting like a $500 scholarship.
That's amazing.
Right there on the spot.
Wow.
And so it's every grade, you know. So it's a big event.
Dope.
It's a big
Congratulations.
event, man. Like, you know,
Congratulations
it's a big
on
event.
that.
So
Congratulations on that.
we're live. Go ahead and submit and get your teams together.
How can they submit?
So you want to go to jacksonville.gov/Minecraft.
Okay.
Or you can go to DuBlasé.org, and you'll see a Minecraft tab there where it can get you all set up. So
Awesome. All you parents out there, get your kids involved in that. That's major.
Man.
Exactly. And then all you parents and adults, what's the website for adult beverages?
DuBlasé.com.
DuBlasé.com. And spell it for them.
DuBlasé.com, right?
There it
And
is.
so come visit us. You know, we'll learn about the brand, learn about some of the things that we're doing in the city, some of the accounts that we're in. They'll love to see it, especially food and beverage being volatile. A lot of food and restaurants are closing down, opening back, you know. So just having the support, they'll appreciate it for sure.
And go this weekend. Whenever you see this video, when you go to have your date night that Friday, or you're hanging out with the girls that Saturday, make
Adult
sure
beverage.
when you get your adult beverage, make sure you tell them you want a DuBlasé mixed with whatever your choice.
Drink responsible.
Drink responsibly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, we're all about celebration. So
that's
drink
it.
responsibly.
No, we appreciate you, brother, man, for
thanks
coming
for
through,
having me.
man.
This
For
has
real,
been great,
brother.
man.
Congratulations to
That was a good time. Yeah, for sure.
Congratulations,
For
and
sure.
we look forward to. You know what? We also have to invite you to the Best Boot Camp,
Yes.
which is one of our cohorts, so you can speak to
Yeah.
20 some odd
Startups,
entrepreneurs,
yeah.
so they can hear your story, and then you might drop some nuggets.
Yeah,
off.
that'd be great.
Happy to.
Yeah,
Happy
that would
to.
be
Happy to.
amazing.
And congratulations to you guys.
Oh man.
Yeah,
think
we-
bold. Man.
Yeah, we excited. We didn't think
Yeah.
we always treat it like the Super Bowl, so we didn't think bowl season right now. So we just studying plays,
No.
planning for the Super Bowl.
Studying plays. That's a good one.
Studying plays.
You guys linked me with Fawn Weaver.
Yeah,
Uncle
that's
Nearest.
right.
So
Yeah,
it's,
man.
again, you guys connecting. You know what you guys are doing.
But that's what Think Bowl is.
Man.
It truly is
Yeah.
to be able to have amazing connections. It's a weekend where the billionaire CEOs meet with the future billionaire CEOs, and it's a chance for them all to get in one room and know who's doing what.
That's facts.
You guys are
And
doing
this year is going to be a great year
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So we're looking for you to meet some of these
Yeah.
individuals.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun, man.
Let's build.
Let's do it.
All right.
For sure. Thank you, man.
All right. Appreciate it.